Alright, Nudie, what we're going to do today is I am going to just listen to you while you try to solve these problems. And I want you to just try to solve them aloud. So we're going to do like a think aloud strategy. So don't worry about getting them right or wrong. Just try your best. Alright? And we won't do all of them. We're just going to we'll do some of them. But I just want you, when you're going and solving the answer, I want you to write your work down. But I also want you to verbalize or say aloud what you're doing or why you're doing, okay? And I might ask you questions throughout it. So we'll start with this first one. I'm gonna grab your calculator. That's good. Let's look. So how did you know how to set this up?
Because there's 100 meters and it goes at the water.
100 miles?
Miles, it goes at the water. And then there's 4 gallons and it goes on top.
Okay.
And then...
So how did you know X was supposed to go on top over here?
You go and you have like 300 miles and 300 miles goes on top and X goes on top because there's not a number and you gotta find what that number is.
Okay, and why did the 300 go on the bottom?
Because that's how many miles it is.
Okay, so you put both of the miles on the bottom and then you put both of the gallons on the top?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what was your next step? What did you do?
You write like 100 because you can't, there's not no number here. So it would be 100x. And then you take 4 times 300 is 1200. And you take 100 and you divided it by 1200. You divided it 1200 divided by 100 and you get 12. And then you cross that out because you already did it.
Okay, so you did 300. You did 300 times 4. And what did you get? 1200?
Yeah.
And then you did 1200 divided by 100?
Yeah.
Try that one again. Now let's try this one. It says that Mac bought a cookie card at the school cafeteria. Every time Mac buys cookies, Lunch Lady Doris swipes the card through an electronic card reader, which reduces the number of cookies left on the card. If Mac buys the same number of cookies each trip to the cafeteria, how many total trips can Mac make to buy the cookies? So how would you solve this one? Alright, well, first off, what are we looking for in this problem? What are we trying to solve?
Do this quiz, you're going to need your pamphlet to know how to do it.
No, I don't know.
Let's read. So read the question. What's the question?
If
Read aloud.
Mac buys the same number of cookies each trip to the cafeteria, How many total trips can Mac make by cookies?
Alright, so if he has a certain number of cookies left on his card, how would you figure this one out using this graph? Look at what your y-axis represents, the number of cookies on the card. This is the number of trips. We're trying to figure out the number of trips.
He would go there 11 times.
Okay? So why would he go there 11 times?
No, I mean he'd go there 9
9 times, okay.
Yeah.
Why would it be 9?
because like he can only get like 9 cookies.
He could get 9 cookies or he can make 9 trips.
He can make 9 trips.
And how'd you solve that? How'd you figure out it would be 9?
Because it counts by 5 each time, so it's gonna like go down.
Oh, okay. So you took your 45 and you counted by 5 till you had
Yeah.
nothing left and you
Yeah.
saw how many that equaled?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's try this one. Nisha can type 24 words in 30 seconds. Which of these describes Nisha's typing speed?
Here. As you think I'm playing. Those of you that are sleeping, don't do this. You're getting a 0. Everybody that's asleep. Here. You're gonna need your.
I do 48 words per minute
Okay, how'd you solve that?
because there's 60 minutes in an hour, and he can type 24 words in 30 seconds. And if he types each word, he type 40 words per
Need
minute
your.
for an hour.
Okay. So what would your answer be?
It'd be this one.
Circle it for me. Okay. Let's try this one. So it says solve 3x plus 7 equals y minus 5, and we're solving the equation for y. So how would you set this problem up?
It'd be C.
Wait, this one.
Oh, that one.
You just want to solve it for y.
So. Here. This is what you need to do right here.
You would take
Put all this down.
it's C, y equals negative 3x, negative 12.
Okay. How'd you do that?
You take 5 plus 7 is 12. So you take the negative 5 out of it and you make it to 12. So it gives you negative 12. And then you take the negative sign and put it in front of the proof.
Okay, so C would be your answer. Alright, circle that one. Alright, let's look at this one. We're gonna make our own equation. It says Sally needs some plumbing work done at her house and received cost estimates from 2 different companies. Leaks RS charges a trip fee of $30 and $40 for the hour. Polly's plumbing company charges $30 per hour plus an additional $50. So on here, I want you to write an equation that represents the cost for Leaks RS. X is going to represent the number of hours worked, and Y will be the total cost. So can you write a problem and equation to represent that for me? Okay, can you explain what you did?
I went and I took the 3 from that and made it plus 3x, and the 4 from that and made it negative 4.
Okay, why did you make it a 3?
Because that's like how many times, that's how much she pays each time she goes, and the 4 is like and how much hours she pays for.
Okay. And let's do B. So let's write an equation for the other company, Polly's Plumbing. What would the equation look like for that company?
You need to do this on your calculator right here. Stat.
Okay, and how'd you get this one?
I get this one. Is that he has to pay $30, but you take 3 is like how much he pays in a month, and then 5 is how much is how much time is how much that is added to it.
Okay. We'll do one more. Let's do number 5. How would you solve this one?
Oh, my stuff on my phone.
Just go like that. Where?
It's A.
Page.
Which one?
A.
Okay, circle that. And what'd you do on this one?
I went and I took the 2 and the Y and the Z because you take that off so it makes it together, and then you go plus YX squared Y because you double it 2 times.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you, Mary.